I grew up in the 80s and it was a time of prosperity and stability. For the most part, there was an understanding that if you worked hard, lived by the rules, then you would have access to housing, food, water, energy and medicine. Standards of living were rising, and whilst there was some pollution and some wildlife loss, these were issues that were being held in check by governments, who were there to serve the interests of the people. Lots has changed since then. These days, pollution is out of control. Resource depletion is a massive problem. Living standards are falling, and any notion of a social contract with the state is long gone. Our systems of governance are now controlled by financial interests. And it's not that they are unwilling to address the environmental crisis, it is that they are unable to. The entire system requires economic growth to function. As a result, the fabric that holds society together is tearing apart, and more people are going off-grid. But what does that mean? And is it a solution? For me, at its heart, going off-grid means changing your allegiance. It involves recognising that the state is not capable of offering any kind of fair or viable future. It serves to uphold the status quo and will resist any form of radical change. And that the only thing that can offer any security in today's world is a direct relationship with the land base. Because ultimately, it is the land that provides shelter, water, food, energy and medicine. And so the primary relationship shifts from a social contract with the state to an exchange with the actual resource base, the land. And is it a solution? I have lived off-grid now for over 30 years, and this homestead here in Pembrokeshire is the latest exploration of this question. Firstly, it is totally possible. With good design, lots of hard work and community support, you can build sustainable infrastructure and live a one-planet lifestyle. So yes, micro solutions are totally possible. What's more, life is both simpler and more fulfilling when you live off-grid. Because your primary relationship is with the natural world, there is a fair exchange. You reap what you sow, literally. Over time, it becomes very clear that nature is intelligent, all-powerful and responsive, which is both a humbling and a deepening experience. And its complexity and interconnectedness leads us to see ourselves as stewards, temporary guardians, playing a small role in a much bigger ecological web. But there is a catch. Empowerment cuts both ways. When we detach from the state and reframe our primary relationship as one with the land, we have to take responsibility for what we create. Whatever we build, grow, shape, it is entirely up to us. And if things don't work out, there's nobody else to blame. Ultimately, this is character building stuff, good for our personal growth, good for our humility. I'm very grateful to be living off-grid, to be able to create and maintain sustainable solutions and to claim independence from a system of governance that enriches the few at the cost of the many. We do have the power to change the world, one micro solution at a time, but it is up to us to reclaim that authority in the name of the future generations of people and wildlife.